everybody, Anthony Dodge, Model Train Outsider, back with video 3 for Herb's collection. Yeah, it's only been a few seconds since I did the epilogue to video 2, and now I'm starting video 3 for box 3. I'm already overwhelmed. I have no idea what's in here. I know from the pictures he sent me years ago, as well as in the last week here, I expected a ton of rolling stock. There are pieces of trains, so I'm already overwhelmed, and so I'm going to move the camera back over there and let's see what was in box 3. Alright, welcome back to box 3 of Herb's collection. I've taken the packing wrap off, but the box itself is still sealed. So let's get into it. A lot of amazing stuff, and again, I know there's even better things to come, but anticipation, right? Alright, once again, very well packed and protected. Alright, so what have we got here? This feels like a locomotive, and oh yeah. There are certain locomotives you're supposed to have if you're doing a German train collection. And I have some of its descendants, but I now have a Class 200, a V200, which, well, the 220 and 221s are related to this. They're related. I don't think they're specifically ancestral, because I think the 160s are what became the V160s are what became the 215, 217, 218. But this is one of those, anybody that's really an old era American collector, they all have this loco. And now I have this loco. Very cool. That's one of those I probably would have never bought one on my own, at least in the seeable future right now. Well, you know, before I did this. But it's one of those, now that it's part of this collection, I'm really glad, because this is a classic of the German Bundesbahn, and to have it, especially in that red, I'm already, I think you can tell, very excited with that. Alright, this is a Roco Playtime, so made in Austria too, that's cool. So let me see, it doesn't say what it is on the outside, I can see. So let's see what we got here. It is a Class 120. There's another one, whoops. And I just sent part of the ski flying. So this is AC. I will have to, I bumped the ski off here. It's not a big deal. It's very easy to put back on. But a 120. Now this is the, I don't notice Roco specifically doing it anymore, but Playtime was obviously their beginners, so it's not going to be as highly graphically detailed as a proper 120, but I have a 120. There's still one or two 120s in service. They pulled these, that's a 120.1, they pulled these from service like within the last few years, along with like the 112s and 113s. But they're, last I knew, which would be last year for certain, there's still one Class 120 still in service. Or is it though? There's one Class 113 still in service, and there's a couple of the 120s in service. But these guys are technically have been called out, but they are still, at least one for sure I know, is still in business. These were high speed. These pulled the ICs. These pulled the ICs. So wow, two classics. And I don't want to disparage that it's sort of the toy level, the entry level one. but definitely cool to have a 120. Oh man, yep, and this is KLVM. Okay, you guys will like this. I think you'll like this. I don't want to take it completely out of the black ice. It would take too long. I just hope this shows up in the camera. Little Steam 060 by American. Now these were basically fictional bits. If you can see on the door there, it should say KLVM, which stands for Kleine Lokomotiven von Märklin, Little Locomotives of Märklin. These, I don't know if they were meant. I don't know a lot about them. They are the hobby range, which was their low price point introductory range. So these were probably aimed at kids. I don't want to say that too, but very sharp. All of you guys, it's sort of like what is it in the UK, a pannier. Very similar, I think, in style and function, but very cool. And I know he had a lot of these, and I think some of them are in here. They did them in different colors and different variations. I don't know if the locomotive itself, the actual functioning locomotive, was an actual locomotive and they just did different things, or if they just created sort of a generic steam locomotive look to it to release these. But very cool, and at least one or two of these will go to Cayenne, sort of to start his official collection. Here's another one. Let me take it out of the box here, but another one slightly different than that one, of course. The green, but definitely, and you can see it says KLVM on it, or maybe you can't, but I know he had like 9 of these on one display area, but very thrilled to have those. Very excited, and there's things I'm seeing in here. Oh goodness, oh yeah. Oh, isn't that pretty? It's a Lima. I don't care, it's still pretty. It is a CIWL. It is basically, now this is Express European Express, but it's kind of like a, it is a very sharp Orient Express, which they're most famous for. I don't know that this would be an actual Orient Express car, but it's the company, CIWL. Very cool. And what do we have here? Oh, another one of these, so very excited to have this. It looks like it's missing a couple of its axles, but I've got spares, so that's good. I've got these exact type as spares, so that's very cool. And it even has still the old original stickers for putting class and car running nomenclature on it, so very cool. But to be able to add these to the tin plates I got from Horst, kind of cool maybe to have. You know, in my live stream last week, I referred to a couple of the trains as the Horst Express, so now I can create a Horst and Herb Express, and maybe even a Herb Express, and run a Horst Express and a Herb Express in their honor. Very cool, very cool. Ah, that's sharp as well. It's from Fleischmann, and obviously it's a car transport. That's really cool. That's very cool. Get a couple of these together and get some cars on them. That's nice. Very nice. Okay, what do we got here from Lilliput? And that is definitely Lilliput. JW. Augustina Boy. Okay, so it is Augustina Boy, but I'm trying to figure out what the JW stands for on it. Jotve. But another beer barrel. So that should be in the other one, but don't. All right, we got a little Brava, a Curve 2. This is another one that's kind of omnipresent in a lot of the Curve 2. But yeah, a small little, whoops, Oh, it's got the man there. He'll have to be glued back in, but it's a little 040 diesel shunter, official Deutsche Bahn. I don't know how well that's showing up. And Shaky Hands McGee is too excited and nerves are gone here. But very cool. Very cool. Another little diesel shunter of a bygone era. Very nice. And a Brava, an old Brava. That's kind of cool too. All right, let's get this Roco guy here up. Okay, and this is 3-rail, so RTC EU43. That is a cool looking loco, but I couldn't tell you officially what class. It's an EU43. It's even got the drivers in it. So check that out. Very cool. And there, I think you should be able to see there's 2 drivers in that front end, so I guess I'll always have to run it that way first. I know nothing about this. I know absolutely nothing about this. The company, the livery, the model. So somebody can educate me. Very cool though. I like that. I remember seeing it on a shelf and wondering what it was. It kind of hit me as a Trax, but it's not. I don't know. It might be of an Italian. Oh, it's got spare parts here. All sorts of glue and add-ons. I never add those on anyhow. I don't know if it's good or bad. Sometimes they're only if you're putting it on the shelf for display, but some of those you can put on to run it. But very cool. I've always liked it when I've seen it in his pictures when he was showing me his collection a while ago. All right, cool. All right, a nice long tanker here. Yeah, a little bit different. I don't even know if AGIP is still in business. AGIP. But very cool. Really like that a lot. And it fits in with a couple of other tankers. So again, I've got a couple of Era 3, Era 4 trains going. We got a little Miraklin. Got another gondola car here. Oh, and those are the wheels too. So in this gondola car we have the wheels. Unfortunately, this gondola car did get damaged in shipping. Sorry about that, Herb, but a little piece, but super glue. And it'll be right as rain. Yeah. I should be able to hide the seams on that fairly well. But yeah, so nice little gondola car. And we'll get that fixed up. And that gives me such a nice fleet of these gondola cars. So very cool. Now, I know some of you are watching me go, why don't you just put those wheels? Because I don't remember where I put that car. But yeah, it's nice to know we've got the wheels. Okay, it doesn't fit in that way, so it's got to go this way. But I will, because I'm going to go through all these, clean them, and repair any damage that needs. But if this is the first one coming damaged, that's pretty good. 3 boxes and this guy there. Everything else seems to be in great shape. And considering sometimes post offices don't treat things well. So many cool things. There's a big Acme box here. I'm going to save that. Oh my. Oh my. This is Orient Express. Oh my goodness. I don't know how nice you can see that in there. It's a River Rossi. And I think this would be the second River Rossi I now own, but I've got to take this one out. This is pretty. Can I take it out, or is the original tape there? I don't think Herb's ever opened this. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to open it yet either. I'm just going to let you. That's the Simplon. Yeah, the Venice Simplon. It's a gorgeous car. I don't even want to take it out. I'm picking up dust and dirt from the boxes, you know, the shipping boxes and that. I'd have to clean my hands before I touch that. But a beautiful Orient Express car. That's nice. And another Lima right below it. This is beautiful. That's a very sharp one. Look at that. That's nice. Very cool. To go with the other one we had. So at least 3 cars. Oh wow. I have one similar to this, but not with the Mitwopa The Mitropa Speisewagen. Very sharp. I really had never considered Lima, and I knew they were an Italian company, and that I assumed they did Italian, but then I noticed a lot of UK guys had a lot of Limas, and so I wondered. And then about 2-3 years ago, my first train show since I started my live streaming that, and I went back to the Toledo train show for the first time in years, and I saw a lot of Lima and Roco German stock, and I thought, the Limas actually don't look bad. Here's another old tin plate. This, I would need to look it up and get a story on this. This is very cool. Deutsches Bundesbahn. That's a real nice wagon, coach. Curious as to exactly what it would go with. It looks similar to a couple of Fleischmann cars I have up there. Obviously it's American, but it looks like a Fleischmann. Okay, Bärenmarke. Little one there. Is this another Knorr? That's the candy, so it's a Knorr. So it's a candy themed one of those refrigerator cars again. And I do have this one, but still very cool, Franziskaner. And another Arl tanker, so I could put together a nice Era 4 Arl tanker train. So very cool. And that leaves just one box. One box left. This right here. So it's an Acme. Now I have one Acme. It's a my Czech Class 371, and it's beautiful. I did not know anything about Acme. I had heard of them, and I'm not talking the stuff that they sold to Wile E. Coyote either. But I was very impressed. I've never gone back to Acme because they used to make some 3-rail stuff, but they seem to have decided not to make 3-rail anymore. So we'll see what we have here. And wow, this is nice, everybody. It is an Italian high-speed rake of cars. I couldn't tell you more about it. Trenanota, the Cucetta, the self-service, second class, cabin cars. All I can tell you is these are very, very pretty coaches. I don't know, I'll try to add a picture of that because unfortunately the only place I could set the camera, we're getting a lot of glare, but those are very pretty. That's nice. That's really nice. And I'm not an Italian train guy, but apparently I bet those go with the one I think is an Italian. That one I didn't know much about, the EU43. I think this guy and these coaches have got to go together. I think we've got ourselves a little small Italian train we could run. Because the only thing, I didn't double check, this is Roco, but yeah, it's 3-rail. Yeah, this is 3-rail, so I don't know if this is digital yet. We'll get it on the layout eventually and see if, otherwise I will look to put a decoder in it because yeah, it looks like we're going to run an Italian train on my layout because that's pretty, and these cars really would look sharp with it. This is aces. I like that a lot. Italian. My reaction is like, I don't do Italian trades, and now I've got an Italian trade. But yeah, just absolutely gorgeous stuff. So anyhow, this is the end of box 3. It's all I've got for now. I don't know when I'll be posting these videos. I did decide to chop them in because each one was going 20 minutes, and I didn't want to do an hour-long video. So yeah, a lot of great stuff here. Very excited about it. Wow. Where do I go? I'm a little choked up right now. Orient Express cars. A couple of little KLVMs, which I think I explained in the video, that I think would be wonderful starter sets, display sets for Cayenne. Some more gorgeous freight, but the Italian train, those were some beautiful cars. I hope they show up. That it's just mind-blowing. And the locomotive, I don't really know anything about an EU 43. And the V200, and that's an American Classic one. That's not a new one. That is a older one, and that is one I would like to see if I can convert it to digital, because I'm 100% sure it's analog. But wow, I think it's hit me now. The beauty of just what was in the box today. This was somebody's life. This was somebody's collection, and I'm honored to have it, if that makes sense to anything. But it's also, somebody has spent their life collecting this, and they have to give it away. And there's times where you can feel like, just because of the way my mind works, the negative side of your brain says you're being a vulture, but this is not my collection. It is my collection now by ownership, but it's like somebody buying the Mona Lisa, or Guernica or something like that. It can be in your collection, you can hang it on your wall, but somebody else did that work. And I'm kind of massively overwhelmed, both at the quantity that's here and knowing there's 5 more boxes to come. It's been a long evening filming this. Sometimes getting lost in words and having to start the retake, and I guess I was going to heard one of my honest reactions, so I guess you're going to get the honest, as long as I don't get too choked up in this. But it's already impressive, and there's a lot to come. And people who know I was doing this, a couple of people have asked, how much have you spent on this? And I'm not going to say how much money I spent on this. Not as much as I should have, could have. Because in your brain you start going, well, if I charge just $10 each, your brain tries to say, okay, that Italian train set alone is a rarity, and at least nowadays. But again, I can't put a financial value on these. There is already, even for me, there's an emotional value on them, and I will fix. I've got to take all of these in, and I've got to test what works. I've got to test what digital, which ones are digital, and then specifically which ones would I be able to convert and make digital and get them running on my top layout. Because already the jokes, I had Joyce come down and look at it here a few minutes ago and said, check this out, and she looked at all the stuff on the table and she goes, is that all you got? I was like, no, that's one box. And she was like, ooh. I said, look at this. I showed her the River Rossi gorgeous Orient Express car, and the other two are, and there might be more Orient Express cars. I'm trying to remember the picture, but I can put together or try to find on eBay some other of these Orient Express cars and have a nice rate going.
And people say, oh, you'll need the matching train. It's like, I'll use my Rhinegold's, or I'll use my Class 1. It doesn't have to be realistic, okay? But those are definitely going to be running on my layout someday, and it'll make a nice themed collection, you know, with my 2 Rhinegold's and such. It's a great collection. I've been babbling here for quite a few minutes. But heard be one of my honest reactions, and other than wiping away a couple of tears here off camera and get myself composed, that's my honest reaction. And like I said, 5 more boxes to come. This was only the first day shipment, and based on tracking, the other 2 should probably arrive tomorrow, Friday, as I'm filming this. And another one they said is scheduled for Saturday, and the other 2 would be Monday or Tuesday of next week. So, just, yeah, it's overwhelming. It is. I'm torn between, okay, where am I going to place these on? The beer cars. And it's like, I've got enough beer cars now. I could run 5 beer trains, nice long beer trains, and I'll probably do that someday. Go through that one in the second, was it the second box? See, I'm already blending it all together. That blue old refrigerator car, whatever type it is, because see, I don't know this stuff. I'm not versed or educated in types of, you know, it's freight or it's passenger. It's a locomotive, and it's either steam, diesel, or I don't know that much. But yeah, it's wow. So it is late. It is midnight, and I have to get up at 6:30 tomorrow morning and get a lot of work done before my guest arrives. By the time you see this, my live stream will have probably already come and passed. I doubt I'll get any of these videos, and definitely not this video, out until long after my live stream, so you will have seen what is supposed to be a special live stream. My friend Thomas from Thomas Merklin Trains and Cars came by and or is coming by today, last I heard. We're still go, and brought his Northlander and another train or 2 along. I don't know what all he's bringing as of sitting here doing this video, even though you'll be hearing me from the past. So I already had some planned, and I just could not see, now that I see how much time it's taken to go through this and really look at it, there's no way I could have done this as a live stream. Especially if I'd waited for all 8 boxes, it would have been hours and hours of live stream, plus reading the comments and people going, hey, hold that up closer. This way I can kind of get through it. But, you know, another thought is I had a comment on one of my last mail unboxing, which might have been the Flying Scotsman. I don't remember the last time I did a mail call with locomotive. I got a comment from a loser, like, oh, you just want to show off and think you're all great. It's like, no, I have a joy for this stuff, and I like to share it. And I'm sorry if it makes people go, oh, you're lucky you can buy all that. It's like, yeah, I know I'm lucky. I know I'm lucky that I busted my ass doing my job like everybody else bust their ass doing their job. But it put me up in a situation where when I retired, they gave me a retirement portfolio that I was able to invest. And yes, I yanked money out of it to do this. Was I crazy? I don't know. If it is, it's a good crazy. So before these thoughts start going even crazier, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you whenever box 4 arrives. Until then, I'll be the Zane Choose, and happy trains. Take care, everybody.